this world is a mirror, then why is incompatibility with people an issue? Does that mean I am incompatible with myself? Or within me there is an aspect that is incompatible with who I am?
How do you know the difference between who you are and an aspect within you? It's you too. Okay. The reason that compatibility is even an issue in the external reality is because compatibility is an issue in the internal reality, because when we grow up and we encounter trauma, which we normally do, what is trauma? Let's define trauma. Trauma is a state of distress without resolve. What happens when we encounter any types of these experiences is that we have conflicting needs. Meaning, in this moment, I want to be close to someone, and in this moment, I want to be away from somebody. When we have that conflict of need, an internal split has to occur. A part of us that wants to be close, a part of us that doesn't want to be close. That is an incompatibility. And we have tons of these parts internally that are quite literally incompatible internally. And because we haven't created any of the internal integration, it mirrors in the external reality. That's why compatibility is even a thing. Was there more elements to that question? I feel like there was more elements to that question.
Does that mean I'm incompatible with myself, or within me there is an aspect that is incompatible with who I am?
When you haven't integrated enough, you will use that verbiage. You'll talk as if the part of you inside you that is resisting you is less a part of you than the one you're identified with. So when you say, is this part of me not compatible with me? It's like, well, which one are you? You have got to accept that you're both. So disidentifying with the part that you are so convinced is the real you is really important, because they're both you. Like, for example, I'll give you an example of what I mean. I could say, okay, so there's a part in me that is like a 1950s housewife type. Now, I could say, that part's incompatible with me. That just means I'm identified right now with my spiritual teacher aspect, which means I'm not going to create integration because I'm not identified with both, or disidentified with both. If I'm telling you the truth, I will say, well, there's a part of me that's a housewife that's completely incompatible with the part of me that's a spiritual teacher. And they're both me. So we need to have a little discussion between these two aspects so that we can find a third element that works for them both. Which looks like wearing 1950s clothing on the street. By the way, some of you, when you run into me, can I just say this right now because this is fun and it's my online workshop anyways? Okay. When people see me on the street, I get so much crap for it because I'm not dressed like this when I'm on the street, because I'm not inspired to be. I mean, I am some days. But a lot of days, the ways that I've created integration with my internal parts is I let certain parts dress in the ways they want. So yeah, sometimes if you run into me into the airport, I might be in clear stiletto high heels. Or I might be in a 1950s dress with a freaking petticoat on. Because that's what I've worked out in terms of this wonderful third option that works for both of them. The spiritual teacher aspect is happy because it can do its work and has decided it's fine if on the way to work in the airport I'm wearing a 1950s dress. So that's an example of one of the ways that we create kind of a compatibility on the internal level without completely destroying both parts or screwing their needs or making it so that we have to create one solid identity for ourselves. But I hate it when my haters write about this. I have a story. So in France, for example, I should have known I was in trouble. I was planning on basically changing because I don't really want to be talking about these subjects in the 1950s outfit particularly. It just didn't inspire me very much. But I got off this airplane. I was supposed to be there 2 hours earlier, but I wasn't. I was late. So I got out of the airplane, and I ran into her. And of course, it was one of these miniskirt days. And I looked at my outfit, and I looked at her, I was like, crap. This is probably a hater. This is probably somebody who's posing, because most people are not a match to seeing me in this mode. But I went and I changed, because I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to be on camera wearing this right now. It's just not where I am mentally and emotionally. Of course, this huge hate article comes out, like, she's a complete poser. Like, she went and changed her outfit the second that she saw me. So she's a totally different person behind closed doors. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'll be totally honest with the fact that I wear miniskirts and stuff like that. I just don't feel like doing it when I'm in this mode any more than a professional athlete feels like wearing a prom dress when they're, on the playing field. But It drives me nuts when people say that. That's my little personal rant. Okay, go for it.
So, from the last question, we were talking about incompatibility. There's one that kind of extends it to relationships. Teal, I finally found someone who is compatible to me.
Huh.
I was very happy about it until I started feeling a split inside me that is so fucking hurt and wants to push him away. I really like him and I don't want to end it because I don't feel like this pain is about him. But this part of me has been speaking so loudly it makes me believe this is the only path. What do I do? It feels like a damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario.
No, it sounds to me like you're actually approaching this in the right way. It's just about what is it wanting to do. And showing it, this is one way that you can get really far with certain parts, is to let them see, like, play out a scenario. So, for example, if you've got a part internally that is like wanting to destroy the relationship for some reason, have that part watch the whole scenario. What does life look like without the relationship in 1 month, in 2 months, in 5 months, in 6 months, in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years? And once that part sees the whole thing played out, it needs to realize that that's not the right path for it. And then usually that part is more amenable to figuring out a way to make it feel safer, or figuring out what its actual needs that it's trying to get in that way are. Try that approach.